Hi Twin Flame friends, thank you for being here with me. This is a tarot reading for the overall energy surrounding the Divine Masculine and the Divine Feminine. This is a collective reading and isn't going to be specific to everyone. If you're interested in booking a personal reading with me, my information will be in the description. So what's happening is the Divine Masculine is getting grounded. They're developing confidence, and they've really been focusing on their work and their financial situation. They have also been working through their emotions and processing everything that has happened with their previous relationship that people refer to as karmic. I particularly don't like to use that word because I feel like there's among the collective there has been a lot of negativity towards the karmic. So they're still in the process of just clearing that out. I feel as though they're that is just about finished, that they're almost there. They have shifted their focus primarily to their feminine. So in the past, it was challenging between the two of them because of such the strong connection, and because the twin flame experience is all about soul growth and evolution. The twins can't actually come into long-term committed partnership until both of them have done their healing work separately. They have to overcome their codependent mindset, and this is why they have to separate. So and the karmic helps them through this process, and that's why I believe it's so important for the feminine to respect that. This is all about the divinity, right? The divinity between you and the divinity between me, and the healing of the collective energy. And so when we're throwing shade to the person that your twin chose to be with, what we're doing is we're lowering our vibration, and we're preventing ourselves from our healing and preventing ourselves from actually entering into the union with our twin. So both twins have been healing, and they're getting closer and closer and closer to actually coming together. The feminine has to remain in her femininity. She has to remain receptive and emotionally balanced. And she has to, I'm referring to the feminine as she. It's just easier for me this way. The masculine energies reside within both male and female gender. So she is, she's been very devoted to her healing and her spiritual growth and development. And as I had said before, this twin flame experience is all about personal growth and development. And because the connection between the twins is so intense, it's impossible for them to maintain the level of frequency, the level of higher vibrational energy when they are not fully prepared, when they haven't actually done their healing work. So that's why they have to separate. So the masculine is really getting grounded. They're developing their confidence. They're preparing for the future. Many of them have been focused on their career. They've been focused on their financial security, and they're developing the strength that they need to actually make contact with their feminine. There's still some as I had said, they're still processing everything, and they're still not 100% certain how they're going to approach the situation, because they're afraid that if they don't do it in the right timing, and if they're not fully prepared and fully committed to making a love offering, then they're going to lose their chance. Because for many of the twins, they've been going through this experience for a long time, and you know, at this point in the game, if you've been undergoing the same cycle, there's a point in the whole process where if you can't learn the lessons, then the twins are going to have to go in separate direction. So here is the card that denotes making contact, communicating to the divine feminine, and this is the card that represents the twin energy. So this is making a decision to come into union. The wheel is all about, you know, turning in a new direction. And so what the feminine needs to do is they need to be sure that they're as receptive. They can't continue to hold on to the past situation. They have to eliminate their resentment, drop the ego, and you know, they need to really be focusing on their life's purpose, right? The King of Wands is all about entrepreneurship, and you know, they're very confident, they have a lot of vitality, they're vivacious, they have pride, and there's a lot of fire energy. So the masculine is really drawn to the feminine because of her passion. And the Page of Wands represents, you know, enthusiasm, youthfulness, just an overall being of excitement, right? They're just like wanting to embrace all that life has to offer, and they're fearless in their expression. So both twins need to continue healing, and they need to you know, be patient, because the healing process takes time. The masculine is concerned that if they reach out too soon and they're not fully prepared, and if the feminine isn't fully prepared, that what's going to happen is it's going to revert back to the old way. And I know I said this before, but I feel as though this is very, very, very important part of this next phase, that both individuals are completely dedicated to their personal growth and development, and that they're taking initiative to heal themselves first, to love themselves first. And by doing so, when the masculine actually makes contact, the feminine can hold the space of knowing her worth, knowing her value, and that she can show the masculine that she's forgiven. And the masculine also has to show the feminine that they've forgiven. This here is the Knight of Wands. So I'm thinking of the drum and how it's about calling each other to one another, right? It's the beat, the heartbeat, the rhythm, the magic, you know, the dancing, the sacredness of the divine feminine, and her calling in the masculine. Not in a needy way, not in a come to me, I need you, but calling in the masculine through their, you know, that sexual, fiery, what's the word? You know, like the hypnotizing of the sexuality and that passion that she ignites in her masculine, and he is feeling this. But it's so very important that the feminine is not doing this as a way of controlling, as a way of forcing the connection, of her pulling on her twin. She's doing it because it feels good, and it enlivens her, it lifts her vibration, and it inspires her to you know, continue forward towards her life's purpose in a way that's energizing. Whereas in the past, they were doing it from a neediness, and it was actually suppressing and blocking the energy shared between the twins. But because both of them have been doing their healing, it's not the attachment anymore. It's about the allowing. And the masculine really sees their feminine as like they really admire them, and they can see them, you know, playing a major part in the future success of having the financial security and their happiness and all of the amazing things that happen when you enter into union with another person, the co-creation that happens between the two. So the feminine needs to continue focusing on their spirituality. They need to continue to hold the space for the vibration of energy amplification and tuning into the ancient wisdom and developing their spiritual gifts and abilities, and just continuing to amplify their energy. And, you know, it's about the yin and the yang and balancing the energy and staying centered and going within and trusting the intuition. And, you know, continuing to put out good intentions. It's manifestation, and just, you know, that being alive and really appreciating everything that this experience has brought them, everything that could, you know, all the possibilities that are still left to be discovered. But this is so important that you remain in a high flying state, that you remain in the manifestation, in the positivity, in the excitement. You know, be excited. Don't just be, you know, down and depressed and sad and overly emotional because they haven't made contact. You can't want something but then at the same time be emanating the opposite of what you want, right? You can't want something but then be displaying something differently at the same time. So you can't be, oh, I want you but I don't want you. You know, I love you but you did this to me. You got to drop all anger, all resentment. You have to drop it, because they're not going to be able to come through, because this is about love, right? You have to be emanating the love vibration, and you have to be receptive to receiving their love in return. If you can't do that, then there's not going to be contact. This is the most essential part of the connection between the two. It's heart-centeredness, heart expansion, heart, you know, welcoming with an open heart. So this is something that you cultivate within. You're holding the space for the divine masculine by holding the space for yourself, because you and them are one. You share the same soul. So when you love yourself, you are emanating, you know, you're holding that love space within and emanating that love outwards, therefore attracting the masculine to the feminine. So here we go between the two. and here's the Queen of Wands, right? And I feel as though the masculine is, one of their fears is that the Queen of Swords, rather. So their concern is that when they do actually contact them, that they're going to be bitter and resentful and just sort of like, you know, having this ultimatum and trying to force the connection like they did in the past, where they're, you know, not in control of their emotions, they're reaching out, they're being the pursuer, they're being the chaser. The masculine needs the feminine to take a chill pill. They need them to just relax. They want to be the pursuer. They want to be the one who reaches out, you know, first. You know, when they do return, don't keep pushing it. Let the masculine come to you, not you constantly going to them. This is not attractive for the masculine. It's not. And this is the number one thing for the feminine to learn, is to learn her true nature. The feminine is receptive. She's compassionate, kind, caring, loving, intuitive. She doesn't have to attach. She doesn't have to seek. She doesn't have to ask. Everything she needs is provided for her. And in return, the masculine values and appreciates what she has to offer. And then they work together in a collaboration, in the co-creation of the energy amplification, the love, the expansion of love. So drop the ego. Enough with the resentment, enough with the anger, enough with the past. What's in the past is in the past. You can't change it. What's done is done. It's served its purpose. If you want to be with them, you have to change your attitude. You have to change your belief set. If you can't do that, you're not going to be able to maintain this relationship. It's just not going to happen. So you're making the decision to veer off and say, I've been going down this path. I've been going down this road long enough. I know where this leads me. It continues to circle me back to square one, and then I have to build it up again, and I have to go through all that pain and all that suffering and all of that shit and just be done with it. That's what they need for you. And if before they make contact, you have to get your energy in alignment. You have to, you know, you have to get your energy vibrating from a high flying state, from a heart-centered space. Okay, so give them time, be patient, and really settle into your divine femininity. And when the time is right, they will reach out. This is the only way that this relationship will happen. And when they do return, no expectations. This is about neutrality. This is about being okay either way. You can't put, you know, a definitive rigidity. It's going to happen this way, and if you don't do this and you don't do that, da da da. If you do that, you're going to push them away. It's just the way it's going to be. Okay, so be excited, be enthusiastic, you know, cultivate that, be passionate, cultivate happiness and contentment and all of the amazing things that being human and having this human experience provides. Okay, so I hope you found this reading helpful. If so, please comment and like. And if you're interested in booking a personal reading, my information is in the description. Much love. Take care. Bye.